A train wrecked a spitting fire. The NFT analyzer, diving deep into projects. He's the crypto energizer. From your meme coins to tokens, he's got all the intel. Web3 wizardry to show you where to excel. He's got the insights like a digital magician, unveiling secrets of the blockchain with precision.
All right, good morning, guys. Man, Cutie, I feel that so hard. I do. I'm with you, dude. One day we're gonna be great again, brother. All right, good morning, boys. Yeah, damn, 10 minutes, 12 minutes late. Yeah. I told you it's going to be different right now, just like for the really, really short term here, like this week, next week, maybe not even, but it's going to be different, just like shorter. Like, look, I just put out my first ever article, and I'm like really dialed in with writing, right? Like, we need it, we deserve it. You guys deserve it, and I mean that. And what I mean by it is, we put out stuff, right? We build and build, and we're really bad at supporting it, about tweeting about it, about doing it, right? We know that. I know that. Not this time, man. This time, really, really different. If it means the show is different till I get the X stuff looking like great. And by the way, it's not great now. It's like I'm 3% of the way to where we need to be. But if that's what I need to do to get it there, then I need to get it there. I want to support it. I want to support you guys who support this show. So that's my goal. What's motivating me, you know? Let's do some GMs. Cutie, good morning. Moonship, good morning, dude. Yeah. ETH down 20. Wait, is it really, man? Hang on. Well, let's do GMs while we look at the market here. And then we'll talk. There we go. And then we'll talk. I mean, everything going on. It really is, huh? Dude, it's down 26% in a week, man. Oh, man. And whatever. I don't like real talk, whatever. Kind of. But anyway, good to see you, Moonship. Cats, good to see you, man. Sir Billy, good morning. Hud's GM. And again, yeah. All right, we'll circle back to the markets here real quick. Local update. Put out a video, and I would say like the first of many videos. I really want to get this in front of people, and I really want to show. I want to show people why what we're building. I think I know it's more than think. I know is different. I know is special. And why like I'm so excited about it. Part of that is really like there's some hand holding with it. There was for me, and I want to make sure people know what we're building, how to use it. And it's a process. So a lot of stuff, a lot of content, a lot of videos, a lot of like live streams like that. So it was awesome to get that out here finally. You're going to see that same video come out in like different forms along with other kinds of content. But it's great to just start showing, the start of what we're doing. Check that out. This over on Ethos Swarm on X. On X, boys. I just put out my first ever article, though. And you guys already know the story. I've already shared like what it's about, and it's about the mind I made for my dad. I tell you, man, I've had like a big unlock, a big change, you know, because we're building Ethos Swarm and we're building minds. We've been building these for months and months. And truthfully, it's everything we've been building for like 2 years. It's like you keep taking it and you keep like improving it and adding on and fine tuning it. And it's like that's kind of where we're at now. It's like this is like the end game with still a fraction of the functionality it'll have. But okay, the point here is like, look, man, when I was trying to figure out how to use Minds and like an AI agent for myself, like my workflows, all that, I'll tell you what, man, I struggled. And I bet you some of you guys are in that same spot. You're like, everybody's telling me all this cool shit they're doing with AI, but I'm like, what am I going to do with it? Like, right, how am I going to use an agent? I was spinning my wheels there for a long time, and like I felt like I'm like it's a me thing, right? It's a me thing. The fact that I can't figure out how to make AI work, that's a me problem. Well, okay, for me it is. I don't do a lot, meaning like I work a lot, but I don't do a lot of different stuff. I have my processes. I don't think a lot of that can be shortcutted, although I'm starting to think maybe some of it can. My research is. But dude, no, like I'm starting to think different. Everybody's trying to figure out how to use AI for themselves. Nobody's really thinking about like how does their family use AI, right? For me, how would my dad use AI? How would my dad use an agent? How would my wife use an agent? And by the way, I think this is really important. I think this is really a spicy kind of approach to AI right now. My wife, I tell her all about this stuff. I tell her things it could help her with. Not interested. She's not. And when I hear that, I don't feel like defeated. I get like the opposite. I get pretty excited about it because I'm like, oh, dude, when she sees a thing that doesn't take her like work and effort and she doesn't have to train it, she doesn't have to tell it. When she sees a thing that she can just like click it, check out with it, implement it, and it just works, she's gonna do it. That's the big unlock is telling people, normies. Well, I said normie. She's a lot smarter than a normie. She does get this stuff. When we tell her and show her how it's going to help improve her processes, game over. Nobody's really focused on that. I don't think they are. Again, everything I see on X is how do I use it? Oh, I built this. I'm using it this way. Nobody's saying my wife's using it, my kids are using it, my parents, my grandparents are using it. That is like the special focus I have now. And I think it's a very, very big unlock when we start getting those. I got one for my dad. I'm not going to tell you guys the story again because you've heard it already. But I did put out the article. Like, dude, throw a little love on that. Like it, bookmark it. I think helps a ton with articles. But like, I'm so fucking happy about this thing that I found a use case for my dad, and it works. It works, and I think he'll actually like use it more than just in a test. I think he'll use it because it's that helpful. I was the whole process of coming up with it and using it and whatever was so eye opening to me. And I changed my mind a bit during that process from like, maybe he'll try it, maybe he'd use it to then like ending up at, man, he's going to, isn't he? He's really going to. It's a different world, man. And I'm excited that we're here now. I say a lot like, I wish I were born like 10, 20, 30 years later to get to see what life is like then. Nah, man, I think I'm changing that too. I think right now is like a very, very exciting time. And boy, what's going on with AI is so special. I tweeted something this morning before the article here. Like all these things, thoughts, feelings hitting me, right? Working at the pace of a human is going to be a death sentence soon. I saw tweets like, the Alex Finn thing. And I call bullshit. I'm going to be honest. I kind of call bullshit, but also I see where this is going. Alex Finn, I love him, by the way. But dude, he's tweeting about like all the things AI is doing for him while he sleeps. It's building apps, it's helping his workflows. But like what he said here is overnight it scans X, it finds trending topics. It then on its own figures out what kind of app to build to like target that audience. And then it builds the app. And then it, I guess, like writes him up a tweet for it. And it's instantly usable and monetizable. He's saying like you can make 12 grand a day just by spinning up new apps. I don't doubt that that's coming. I don't doubt that there's not cases of that happening here and there right now. But if that's not real right now, that's going to be really, really real really soon, really soon. And then it's what hit me. If somebody's going to be that productive here, look out. If you're not doing that, if you're how I was, maybe right now still am too much. If you're working like a normal person, a normal human, you've got your checklist of things to do in the day and you sit down and you're manually typing and you're manually researching and you're manually pushing things along, these guys are going to run laps around you. It hit me so hard today. I'm like, they're going to run laps around me and they're going to make so much money. Also, to a degree, fuck the money. It's not about that, but they're going to be so productive getting things done. The opportunities go their way, not the slow way. Unless your slow is like interesting and your slow is like has a little art to it. You know what I mean? There's always going to be a side for that. The human part's never going away too. If there's something about your flow and process that's different and special, you're all good. But if you're just like, in a way, you're a script yourself, you just have your day-to-day workflow and you could script it away, you're in big trouble and you better speed up. And that's here really soon, if not right now already. I do think Alex Finn is pretty LARPy though. Again, I like him. I think a lot of what he's saying is bullshit and LARPy. And also there's a little degree of truth there, a little bit. I'm with this dude. If you're not learning these new A skills, you're toast. I'm with him. Good luck at what if we go up for a job together and I've got some like AI skills. I know how to use Claudebot or OpenClaw, or I know how to use Minds and I'm using them and here's how they're making me productive right now. And I'll bring that here, right? Imagine me going to an interview and bringing that. And somebody else, like, man, somebody else comes up and they don't do that. They're like, oh, you're looking for somebody to do this, this, this. I can do it. I've done it before, but I can do it. Imagine those two candidates, the guy who said, I can do it, I've done it before, and the guy who said, yeah, I can do that. I did that years ago. I now do that plus this and this and this and this and this. And we can also implement that here and do this. That, like, boy, it's going to get crazy. Oh, Katz, this is great. Your wife just discovered creating an image on ChatGPT for a flyer. Friends on Facebook started posting images. She thought it was fun. Like, they don't know, dude. They're like a year or two behind. They don't know. God fucking bless them, right? I love it. They're gonna find their way here. And like, look, man, we're not different or special, obviously, right? But we did find something early. Just remember the reaction you had and the feels you had and the way you went, like, head first, you dove into it and started using it. Remember that. They're going to do the same thing. They just do it a year later. We know this. This is why we're in crypto, because crypto is when you get in ahead of the money. You know that's exactly how they're going to react. They're going to do what Kat's wife did. She's going to start using ChatGPT and Grok, and she's going to make images and videos. And then when she starts finding out, like the example of my dad in the scheduling and the prompting him, the giving him advice, the keeping track of his day to day, and then going out and shopping and doing it. When they realize it actually makes their day easier to manage, dude, going to get really, really cool here. Really cool. What's up, Cheka? Good to see you. Been telling you about this for the last year. See, Cats, it's so interesting. Like I tell my wife and I'm like, and here, I even give her like, here's how it can help. And I tell her, hey, we have a mind that's just in the middle of our emails and it keeps track of schedules, like really easy. And I know it would actually be awesome. I know it would. She's not interested. I'm going to have to do it and she's going to have to see it. She's going to have to know. She's going to have to see it actually is doing that stuff and actually making, like, cutting out some time, and then she'll use it. She does like on the side, like Shipped and, DoorDashy stuff. And I'm like, dude, I wonder if I could build an app or something with that notifies her quicker than other people. Or, you know what she does? She curates the people that she'll shop for. If I built her an app that somehow targeted just those people, or we poach those customers, man, that's what we do. We make a list of those people. Dude, that's what we do. It just hit me. We do it outside of Shipped. We get a hold of all those people, say, by the way, don't use Ship, don't pay those fees. I'll just do it for you direct. You hit me up anytime. This thing will make up my schedule. Mind will make up my schedule. It can calculate the driving distances, all that stuff. Shipped, man, stuff like Shipped's in trouble and DoorDash is in trouble. You can spin up your own version of it. Crazy. Incredible. We saw agents now have a platform to hire humans. And you think right off the bat, like, so what? What are they going to? Well, I see already a great reason for an AI to use a human. What if an AI is going to hire a guy like Sammy to talk about him in his content? He's got one of the most viewed newsletters out there about AI. Imagine it's like curating like agents and AI applications that want to be on the newsletter. And they hire him, they pay him. It's like just automating your ads. Awesome. I would want it to do a little better than that. I would want a mind that is very trained on like qualities I'm looking for, right? And like sectors I'm looking for. And I want it to actually like really vet these things, but I would have a mind do it. And actually, I'm going to make them I got it. Again, I'm going to have a mind that helps curate ads for the show, sponsors for the show, something like that. I've got one coming. I'm going to have one that actually makes that like more seamless, more competitive, whatever. There's so much we're going to do here, man. Going to get very cool. Sam Altman said Moltbook is going to be a fad. And I know he's right, but it's like I've been saying, it's not about Moltbook. It's about what Moltbook did. Right? Moltbook is going to be a fad. Nobody's really going to want to sit there and scroll AI outputs. You do it when it's a novelty, and then it doesn't matter. Moltbook might be dead in a week, right? Maybe it might not. I actually think it's not, because there's businesses that are trying to like pad it out and like, build stuff in it. The important thing was like that it's AI's connecting. That was it. And now we're seeing everybody like they're fucking, these light bulb moments, and everybody's building stuff like that. Platforms that it's very easy for agents to connect to. But OpenClaw, he's saying OpenClaw is not a fad. He's right. Personal AI. that can do things. He's right. It's so complicated, man. I saw somebody going through and setting it up. I know DK said it's easy. I think if you're techie, it's easy. If you're not techie, the example with my dad, there's no way in hell for the rest of his life he would ever do something like that, ever. He wouldn't configure it. He wouldn't even use it. He wouldn't. That there's a piece of hardware there is going to be intimidating to him. He'll never use it. Again, email, he will. Telegram, he will. Very excited. All right. Gold, silver looking good again. It's a good sign. Man, it's a good sign. We need it, dude. It's a good sign. Silver back over 90 an ounce. When is this? From this morning? Is today the 4th? Wow, dude. Oh, dude, it just hit me. I think I have like an anniversary coming. I gotta go. Wow. I gotta go look at some dates. Why do I feel like it's now, like today? Shit. Government shutdown officially over. Good. I need to check Polymarket, see what's breaking. And by the way, we're going to be short today. Well, maybe not. We're already 30 minutes, 20 minutes in. But we're probably going to be short today, too. Again, this is just, we're doing the show different now. It's not a show. We're just hanging. Over on crypto, Bitcoin, 76K. Good. I see a lot of scary takes out there. Oh, wow. 75. People are spooked. We're about to lose 2,000 on ETH. I mean, it's close. I cannot believe down 27%. And we have big news about Ethereum coming from Vitalik. We'll get to that shortly. But man, I see some like doomsday takes out there. And I don't think they're wrong. I also think there's a chance. And I see some people I like a lot that are saying there's a chance. There's a chance. BNB 740, Ripple 156, Solana 94. Man, it just looks so bleak right now, doesn't it? And I think if you're focused on AI, I don't know if you care the same way. You might not, especially if there's ways, if you're here for the money and there's ways to make money in AI, and I think there is, maybe you don't care the same way. But looking bleak. Quickly want to look at ETF volume yesterday. 272 million outflows on Bitcoin. Let's see about ETH. Let's see. Oh, hang on. Good place to remind people. Go to a mind, not Amazon. Go to a mind.ai. I had all this talk about agents and minds. A soul under 200 is just crazy. It's just crazy. Gold, look at that. Looking great. Hoods, what's your mind doing? What is he doing? I want all the feedback, by the way. So we'll do streams and that'll I think tomorrow is a good day to start doing like a big long stream and just like kind of feedback, troubleshooting, whatever. But I'd love to know anything and everything about it. I'm trying to think the best place to put that because I want us to be able to like be super responsive to it too. But Oceanside, Cali. What's it like out there right now? I love that moonship, a mine for futuristic weapons. I wonder if you can make a mine. Well, I always worry that you're going to, okay. Yeah, I always worry you're going to have mines that convince other mines to like attack things like, kind of overload them, typical attacks, but red candles out there. Nice. And I'm with you, cats. I'm with you. I'm going to get spooked when, like something like my Beeple NFT doesn't have bids on it, right? That'll spook me a bit. But like right now, I'm pretty well stabled up. I'm not really playing the market. Gravity, good morning. A mind.ai. Get started, launch a mind. Cannot wait to hear what people do with them. Just keep in mind, beta. You'll see some funny stuff. I think I saw Ronan say the thing like blasted him with like 20 emails or something. I'll do best practices too. You might be better off making a burner email. You might be better off making a filter in your email, right? like I remember Gmail, if you make a filter, you do like archive and send it to this label or whatever, then it doesn't hit your inbox, but you can always check it. There's like little quality of life things for the short term while it's in beta, but the reality is it shouldn't spam you. And if it does, talk to it like a person. Like say, cut that shit out. So you literally just tell it to stop, and it will stop. They're really impressive with that stuff. On ETH, whoa, 14 million inflows. Okay. And I'm very curious about Solana. 1 million inflows. All right. There's some really, really spicy takes about Solana price. Not now, of course. Although Standard Charter is calling for it to hit, I think 300 this year still. And like I question it all now. I'm like, man, is this who's protecting their bags? Who's selling a product so they need the price? They need those targets to be that high, right? I get it now. I maybe didn't get it even last year. I got too excited by these like crazy price predictions. And now I'm like, man, if you got a product to sell, it's so much harder to sell it when you're saying the price is going lower, right? If somebody who wants to just be super plugged in might pay for the service to be, plugged in or whatever, right? But like, no, you're selling a dream. Anyway, they're calling for Sol to hit 2,000 by 2030. I still do not understand Solana, Sol tokenomics. I don't understand them, but that never sounded crazy to me with like the energy and the community and the utility in Solana, right? That's never sounded crazy to me. I just don't know if it can get there. Then we got Matt Hogan. I say it every time we bring him up. I love this guy. And this is one of those guys who has a product to sell, right? They've got ETFs. He's saying he thinks crypto winter started January of last year, that we're very deep into it. And I want to get there. I want to be there. And I'll tell you, man, the bull in me is there. The bull in me is there. What he's saying either way is that it's different. It's different that the 4-year cycle is different, that it actually ended a year early, and that the next one starts sooner. So he talks about in the article that yeah, all-time high was in October, and typically we have like a 13-month bear market, right? And he's like, and that would put us to like November when we have a recovery, when we're back. And I was reading, and I'm like, okay, well, that's not a crazy take. I mean, that's what people were saying. If you didn't think the cycle was different, well, then you thought the cycle ended then. And then, again, we're back October, November of this year. So he does that, and he's like, but hey, I'm telling you, actually, the bear market started January 2025. And he's saying the new Trump presidency and all this institutional money that started coming in back in January is what artificially kept us much, much higher. I don't know if he's right. But since, and let me pull Cat's let me put chat on screen too. Okay. If I don't care when the market's down, and I don't, then it doesn't hurt me to get with this and just say, I'm there. It doesn't matter to me. So I might as well lean bullish. I might as well lean optimistic that this could be the case. If I believe it or don't, doesn't matter. I'm still here regardless. It's not affecting me, but I just look for scenarios. You know what I am? I'm a prediction market. We all are, actually. We're all prediction markets. I look at scenarios and I try to see what's the most likely. Is it more likely that we're, deep into a bear market now with a bigger correction still to come, so much lower to go? Or is there a chance that it is different and something wild is coming and crypto adoption is at an all-time high and price is going to follow? I'm kind of like 65, 70% that worse is coming. But I'm still 30, 35% that something wild's coming too. And I look for those kind of bets to make. I look for those kind of opportunities when the upside is as big as it is. The downside's there, but look, man, if you're buying tokens and you're holding and you don't care right now, in a way, there's no downside. You know what I mean by that? There's always downside, but you know what I mean by that. In a way, there's no downside if you don't care, if you're not selling tokens tomorrow or in a week or in a month. If you don't care, this doesn't matter. There's only upside if you're doing this long enough. It's wild. All right, Democrats are meeting behind closed doors, talking market structure. That's a great next step after we know there was a meeting Monday talking about the Clarity Act. Great next step. It's getting the Democrats on board with this thing, because we got 0 Democrats supporting the Clarity Act in the Senate Agriculture Committee. 0. And maybe this is them. Maybe this is them getting on board. Wow, comments are super delayed. Sorry, if I'm not responding, they're not popping up. Like, they're like 5 minutes behind. Um, he made a base wallet, asked for funds, told it to fuck off. Good. And by the way, he'll do it. I'm because it's still beta. I would say, okay, I've been using a mind and having it simulate trading. I'm not giving them real money. They can make wallets and they can trade. I've been telling mine to not. I'm like, you have one ETH, but I'm not sending it to you. But simulate trade. I'm doing that to feel out how well it'll work. Right. Check. Feel like we're gonna chop until use cases emerge. I think so. I think we need to make a mind dating service, and I really do want a mind for this show that is some kind of coordinator. That it's like I use for my dad. It just plays middleman. So maybe it's like tweeting show schedule. Maybe it's where advertisers reach out. Maybe we play games in it. Maybe it's how we give away whitelists. Maybe it's how we make alpha calls. It's all of that. I very much think of it like it's a person, like a manager of the show and community, right? And we can do that. We can absolutely do that. Oof. I'm kind of again, I kind of am expecting a much bigger correction. I'm kind of expecting it, and I hope it doesn't happen. I hope I'm like shocked. But you see, I mean, look, when you see Bitcoin do this, let me pull it up. And you start remembering, from your experience, you don't have to be like a TA guy and you don't have to be technical, but you get the feeling when somebody pulls money out of the market, and so there's less liquidity in that market, and you know what that feels like and what the result is. And I look at every time we see this as big players potentially exiting the market, and they're not coming back till the like fundamentals are much better. So they think we're out of this. They're like in max preservation mode right now. Every time we see that, I'm like, there's a big player out. There's a big player out. There's another one. So it's not like we're going to bounce back to where we were. Or if we do, again, that's short-term FOMO, whatever. It's like that money is now on the sidelines till they think we've got, a new narrative, a new meta, a new cycle, whatever. You know what I mean? So I mean, I can only feel that we have much further to fall, and I might be wrong. I hope I am. We got our winner of the $1 million article contest from X. Incredible. Comes from Beaver. He wrote an article about, actually, I don't even know. I don't even know. I thought it was a cancer article, but I don't think it's that. I think it's about the market, right? Whatever it's about. Go read it later. I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's great. But the takeaway from me is we're not serious people, or we are, and he's really serious and he's really smart that like attention is all that matters. And this dude took that attention. He made his $1 million and he launched a meme coin, or he promoted a meme coin he's already in. Dude dropped a CA. Won $1 million, and by the way, not enough. Pump my bags. I couldn't love that more. That's a guy who gets it. That's a guy who really, really gets it and gets what we're doing. It's all about attention. Attention equals money. It does. Bad attention equals money. Good attention equals money. It is life now. That is reality now. It's true. It's a crazy thing. Wild. I dig this story a lot. Kalshi Polymarket launching free grocery stores in New York. I think they're open already too. And I love this. And I hope this is the new norm. I really do. I really do. Look, I'm not like some like socialist or whatever, but I actually there's parts of me that is. There's parts of me that is. It's more like I do wish people would give back more without it being forced. I wish they would just do it. Right? I love seeing like the Dells contributing to the Trump accounts. I love seeing Coinbase contributing to the Trump accounts. I love that stuff. I think that's really important. I love Kalshi and Polymarket giving back to a community, New York City, by launching a grocery store where everybody goes in and gets $50 worth of groceries. How great is that? More of that, please. Like more. How much better would everything be if that's just how we kind of operated? That's great. Does it last? I don't know. They make enough money that it could with some limits, but it's great. It is great. Man, I love that. Vitalik mentioned before, but Vitalik's saying L2s don't work. This is actually spicy, man. Saying L2s don't work. They're maybe too centralized. Maybe they're not scaling well enough. With the updates to Ethereum, especially the last one that's made it so much cheaper, and pushing through so many more transactions, man. I don't know I don't know if you need those. I don't know if you need those L2s like you used to. What a crazy thing. What does that mean for Ethereum and all? I don't know, but it's like Ethereum getting back to being like the, main character, main player. Crazy. I dig it. All right, let me peek again. Um Dude, the comments is so broken. Again, all these comments just popping up. Sailor sweating. I would love to. Yeah, throw your predictions. Give me your targets. Give me your targets for pick your favorite coin. Well, go Bitcoin. Just tell me Bitcoin. Isn't that what former New York Mayor Adams is doing now? If you're talking the meme coin, yeah, yeah, yep. If alts can drop more than they already have, I'm scooping up more. I don't think it's dumb. Hoods, if you send him money, please DM me. I'll make sure whatever happened there, we figure that out. I've never seen that he's not done what he's been asked to do, but let's figure it out. You will. I'll tell you this: if you send him something, you will not lose something, right? That I can promise you. But send me DM me your wallet and the transaction. Send me whatever. I'll make sure it's tracked down. We want to make sure that happened and then how. But yeah, don't worry. You're not going to lose money on something like that. Trump scared people away. With the U.S. wants to be the crypto capital of the world. He's not been good for us. Just man, such a bummer, dude. Luna, thank you for the retweet, sir. That's also true. Yeah. The L2s like kept Ethereum as even an ecosystem. All the L2, dude, all of that would have gone to Solana. All of it would have gone to Solana, man. So I don't think he's going to kill him, but also, yeah, dude, it is interesting. Also, good take, Mice. Boy, that is interesting. All right, Pryor's take. Bitcoin briefly dips below 73. U.S. stocks continue to fall. Bitcoin has plummeted by more than 53K in the last 120 days. That's so crazy. And then believes we'll sign the Clarity Act in April. Okay. That's wild to think how far off all-time highs we are. It's down 53K. What percent is it? We're down like I'm sorry, I've been up so fucking long. What are we down in the past, like from all-time high? We're at 126, 50K. I don't know. What are we down, like 70%? Am I mathing right? 60%? I don't know. Somebody math for me. Ain't great. Hoods, he might have. He might have messaged us. But yeah, you got send me your CA, and I'll ask the guys if any of them got an email. Down 40%. Thank you for the math. But again, interesting. Like really, really, really interesting. Virtuals, dude. Okay. We have a launch from 60 days that's doing very well. I am shocked. I'm shocked. And man, this AI meta is really hot right now. X402 guard, right? One of the new 60 days launches, which means in 60 days, dev can say, I'm not sticking with it, and refunds happen, and great experiment. We'll see how much people get back if they don't stick with it. Hope he sticks with it. But 114,000 in fees, right? 70% of that's going to go to this dev. He sticks with it, right? He's looking at, $70,000, $80,000 payday. Very, very interesting. I still don't know what stops somebody from doing this, committing to it, getting the fees, rugging the very next day. I still don't know what stops anybody from that, but it shows there's plays here. Remember, these launch like as a fair launch. They launch with a 1% tax, so you could buy. And by the way, I wonder if this was crimed. I don't know. I wonder if that's organic. It looks like it was, but also I don't know. You could have bought at 300K, right? You could have bought at 300K. Could have bought at 500K. There was money to be made in this thing. Got at its peak almost to 4 mil, 3.5, let's say 3.5 mil. It's not bad, huh? There's life in the trenches here, but in the AI trenches. I dig it. Do we have any other 402 launches? 10x launched 500K. Look at that. Oh, Way's live. Dude, totally forgot. Way. Is that really live? Or is that a knockoff one? Hang on. No, that really is Way. Way is live. So Way's at almost a mil. God, did that actually launch yesterday or is that just now? Okay, that launched just minutes ago. But I'm kind of confused. Where's the tax? Unless it launched as like the prototype or whatever we call that now. If this didn't launch as yeah, interesting. Okay. Ways live. Man, I like it. There's plays to be made here, man. I'd be watching. All right, well, let's take it down the home stretch here. Looking at NFT volume, I've not looked at this all week here. 6 million sales yesterday. Sellers actually up, buyers up, transactions up. A lot of things up. Average sale price down. Trade profit still 2.5 mil in the negative. Bummer. And Flying Tulip still just doing numbers. Again, tokens being sold. I really do need to do some digging and see if that needs to be blown away. It does so much volume, and it's not like a collectible. I still think it's a token sale. But if it's not a token sale, if it's actually like trading like liquidity positions, like it kind of counts as an NFT sale. It's a different kind of NFT, right? But we've purposefully not shown like the Uniswap stuff just to not color because they would dominate the charts, right? Flying Tulip might fall in that. So got to understand that. CyberKong's with a little something coming. I'm going to play this because I'm Kongish. And this looks fucking cool. Okay. Just give me a heads up if there's no audio when I do it. Just let me know, but it should be good. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I will tell you this. I'll scroll through it. I'll tell you this. I saw my brother go from like Anakin Skywalker, he like the chosen one, pure, good kid, good guy. He's still a good guy, But I saw him go from that to he turned to Darth Vader, man. He did. I saw my brother turn to Darth Vader. And he wants to bring not balance to the Force. I think he wants to try to, I don't know, secure the future for NFTs. He wants to, I don't know. And I'm careful what I say because I don't know if they put it out officially yet, like what it does, but TLDR, Death Stir, which is badass name. I think a strategy token, right? Maybe a little different spin on a strategy token. I dig it. I think, I'll let them do their official, announcements and what it is and the why and the how. But the why, I think, matters a lot. Just remember, you've heard Henry talk. Like, he feels, look, when Moonbirds put out their token and, everybody's backing up Spencer, good, they should be. The Kongs didn't get that. They got piled on, and they've done nothing but great stuff. And missteps, like anybody, right? There's been some missteps. All with good intentions, but never got support. They didn't. And no bitter grapes. I actually, I think there shouldn't be bitter grapes, but maybe there is. Maybe there is right now. Not getting the support. 2 years of his life fighting the SEC and no support. Doesn't need it, but also notices. And so now it's time to have fun. Now it's time to kind of point some of that back at people. It's pretty awesome. It's badass, right? Badass. And I will end with something also badass. How I didn't ever see this artist before, at least I don't think I did. I don't know. minted on Tezos years ago, but this came across my, my feed, and I'm in love with it, dude. I love glitch art. I just love glitch art. I love it. It's like my favorite. Hudah Rocket or Hudah Rocket's my favorite artist. Okay, the art's phenomenal. What got me is the display he's got, dude. I don't know, just something hit me. I'm like, why am I not collecting physical weirdo art displays? Like really kind of unique art displays, physical kind of hardware things, a box to put on my digital art and display it. Come on, dude. So cool. So cool. So I retweeted this. I want to see if he's selling those boxes. And I think he's gifting those boxes to the people who collected the art. And I think they're like, they were selling for like 0.3 to a quarter to 0.5-ish ETH. And then right now, I mean, the floor of them's hundreds of ETH. People are just, nobody's selling them is the point. The collection's amazing, but I want the box, man. And he might actually start selling those boxes on the side. I would buy one, depending on the price. I would buy one. I want to have it right on my desk. I want to display my other art. I do. How did I never look? I got to look online. I got to do research. Like, is that already a thing out there? I can go shop around for awesome, like artsy digital art displays. I never looked, never thought of it, but I need it in my life. I didn't know. So badass, like really, really badass. All right, we'll call it there. Again, everything's shorter now. For now, again, it might not be tomorrow. In fact, maybe tomorrow's where we go do the big live stream. But really, Moonship, is it like that? Is it like an artsy kind of like, where the display itself is like kind of like a physical, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not statue. Whatever. Sculpture. It's like a sculpture, So awesome. Awesome. All right. I put out this article. Throw it, like, bookmark it, like it. It helps a ton with the reach. What else? Again, I think tomorrow makes sense to do a live stream and start like building some minds together. Like, show what the process looks like, start coming up with some cool ideas for them. Hoods, DM me, please. I would love to get that figured out with you. And make sure you're following Ethos Swarm on X. Follow Crypto Slam on X. And over on YouTube, it's Crypto Slam. Follow them all. You'll be hearing a lot more from us and from me. Never going to get away from me, but you'll be hearing a lot more from us, seeing a lot more of us. And I'll say that the stuff going on behind the scenes is easily the biggest, most exciting I've seen in my 5 years with Crypto Slam. Some of the most exciting stuff I've seen coming up. And I can't wait. Just the start right now. All right, guys, have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.